Greetings, YouTube. Since we're on YouTube, I figure I might as well make some suggestions for other YouTube channels that are interesting. There is a channel I've watched and I'm now subscribed to, which attracted me because the two guys that do the channel mostly do uh, outdoorsy stuff, bushcraft things, but they've decided to build, or actually have constructed, a traditional Celtic roundhouse. These two Dutch dudes have decided that they want to do this using as close to period technology as possible. So they're using no power tools. It's all hand tools. They're assembling the thing with pegs, no real fasteners in this at all other than pegs and using natural cordage they're making for binding things together, fitting things with joints and stuff that are self-supporting, that kind of thing. The Roundhouse foundation is a dry stone wall in a circular, obviously round in a circular form, and they've done all of this over the course. I think it took them a year, I think, to do the entire project. It could have taken a little less, I'm not sure. I watched it over the course of like 3 days, so I can't tell you I can't remember how long it took them. But it's very interesting to watch this process. They do use a mule. I think it's a mule. It's probably a mule to help move some of the heavier objects from point A to point B. And the mule is using modern tack and harness stuff, but these things existed in the period. They could have used them, and there's no reason to make an animal suffer with lower tech, devices. They also have a friend show up with a cart, which is completely appropriate for the era. And it helped them move things over larger distances, because dragging things is okay over a short distance. If you're taking a load of stone from a quarry over here, it's 100 meters, that's fine. But if you're going to be traveling 5 kilometers, you're going to want a wagon. I believe they made one exception with some of the stuff they gathered because it was over such a length that they had to use a truck. But when it came to the actual building of the process, it was all done by hand tools. And it shows them having to repair tools. Multiple times they have broken their mallets. And I think they need to find better burls. Like if you get a nice solid burl from a tree, they make great natural kind of mallets. If you're going to make a mallet out of a branch, you really have to make sure you get the right kind of wood, and it's seasoned properly, and you're going to be turning it properly. So there are things about it that are, neither of these guys seem to be advanced woodworkers, which is fine. You don't have to be an advanced woodworker, but I'm saying there are ways to make mallets that I don't think they are aware of that would make their mallets last longer, because they really do just kill those poor mallets, man. But they show them using scythes and sickles to gather harvest materials like reeds for their roof and things like that. They talk about when the best times of the year are to gather certain materials, because you want these materials to be in a specific state. It's much like if you're going to want to be pruning and trimming trees or things like that, you'd want to do it at specific times of the year because it's the best time for the plant to be pruned or trimmed. So the same concept. My wife's a gardener. So I found this fascinating, and I've subscribed to the channel because one of the two of the team plans on living in it eventually for at least a short term to see what it's like on a day-to-day basis. They have not gotten to the stage where they've built the interior structure. They've finished the actual building itself, but they still need to go in there and build like bunks and things like that to live in. So I'm looking forward to that. I enjoy that kind of thing. And I thought that there are people on my channel that also might enjoy that kind of thing. So if you like to see people using period technology to create things from our past, how it was done when our ancestors were younger, back in the former ages, 1,000 years ago, this is the kind of thing that they could have been doing. And I find that kind of stuff really, really fascinating. So if you like that sort of stuff, go check out the link below and go look at the Roundhouse.